Thank you, Javon. We start off your regional news this evening by telling you that Trinidad recently occurred a triple murder and suicide. Trinidad Express reported to his family Barry Coon was a kind and gentle man who loved his children more than life. But the 35-year-old doubles vendor shattered that image on Friday when he was found dead in a vehicle with his wife, Selena Sugdio Coon, and their two young children. Police believed Coon slaughtered his 29-year-old wife and 7-year-old daughter, Sarah, by slitting their throats. He then turned the weapon on himself, slicing his own throat. 7-month-old Jacob may have suffocated inside the vehicle, police said. Investigators are treating the case as a triple murder-suicide, but the couple's relatives are not convinced. The Express visited the family's home at Welcome Road, Cunupia on Saturday. A male relative said the family was too distraught to speak about the incident. He said, however, the couple has been married for 8 years. The relative said Coon and his wife prepared doubles and went to work as usual on Thursday morning. The children were cared by Sugdio Coon's parents, who lived at the same house. Neighbors expressed horror by the news and described him as a good man. The dead man's sister said her family learned of the deaths on the 7 p.m. newscast. She contacted the Coons, who confirmed that her brother, sister-in-law, and the two children were dead. Police said residents of Hamsburg Trace observed the vehicle parked near a mango tree at around 1 p.m. on Friday. By 3 p.m., the vehicle had not moved, and a resident looked inside the white Nissan AD wagon and made the discovery. Little Slara was slumped in the front seat of the car. Sugdia Coon was still holding baby Jacob in her arms in the back seat. Togo police was contacted and officers broke the windows to get the bodies. Both families say they were left with many unanswered questions, and police are now searching for answers to explain what drove the father to murder his family before killing himself. Still in Trinidad, Trinidad Guardian reported a national identification card bearing the name of a Venezuelan national has sparked an investigation and claims of voter padding as the state gets ready to roll out an amnesty policy to allow migrants to live and work legally in this country. National Security Minister Stuart Young, in a statement, said that he had requested an urgent investigation to this matter to determine the facts. He said the matter was also forwarded to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, the Immigration Division, and the Election and Boundaries Commission. The EBC, in a statement yesterday, said it had completed a thorough search of its database and can assure that no TNT national identification card was ever issued to Juan Luis Macarno Navarro, nor does that name exist in their database. The EBC reassures the public that its national database, which has the biodata of every person duly registered in accordance with the Representation of the People's Act, Chapter 201, has not been compromised. The EBC advises that there are other persons operating with fraudulent documents. If you're aware of anyone using fraudulent ID cards, bring it to the attention of Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and the EBC, the release stated. And finally, in Jamaica, Jamaica Gleaner reported that Jamaicans are the main culprits of an emerging illicit scheme to Caribbean nationals submitting fraudulent skills certificates to obtain the right to work in CARICOM countries, an issue likely to inflame anti-free movement passions to the detriment of an already struggling integration movement. The details are contained in the confidential report obtained by the Sunday Gleaner, which continues the decades-long trend of highlighting how the words of CARICOM leaders mean little as the follow-through with implementation remains poor and of great concern. Up to 2018, some 168 fraudulent skill certificates were detected or seized in 6 CARICOM territories. According to the report prepared by the CARICOM Secretariat for the 48th meeting of the Council for Trade and Economic Development to be held April 29 to April 30 in Guyana. The report, dated April 9, 2019, gives an update on the implementation of the CARICOM single market and economy. Jamaicans were holders of the false documents in 167 cases. The other case involved a Guyanese. Leaders had since committed themselves to an implementation plan that included a short-term time frame up to 6 months, which ended in January 2018, and a medium term of up to 1.5 years, which expired in January 2019. The long-term time frame, up to 2.5 years, is set to end on January 31st, 2020. With a poor record so far on the final deadline 9 months away, the Secretariat has been forced into bilateral discussions with member states, hoping to give Chairman Dr. Timothy Harris, the Prime Minister of St. Kitts, Nevis, some positive news to report at the July Conference of Regional Leaders. And that has brought us to the end of your regional news this evening. Back to you, Jevon.